I used to save whatever money was left at the end of the month. I would tell myself that I was being responsible, that I was keeping a close eye on my bank account, and that as long as I didn't overspend, I'd have a nice pile of cash waiting for me by the 30th. The reality, that meant I saved absolutely nothing. Every single month, like clockwork, my balance would dwindle down to double digits. I lived in a constant state of low-level anxiety, staring at an empty bank account and stressing about bills that hadn't even arrived yet. I saw people around me investing, talking about freedom, and enjoying calm mornings without the weight of debt, while I was stuck on a treadmill that was moving faster than I could run. Then one simple money system completely changed my finances. It had nothing to do with earning more or getting a lucky break. This wealth building system quietly built prosperity for me while I was distracted living my life. Why do most people stay broke even when their income increases? Today I'm going to show you why, and at the end, I'll reveal the exact automation setup I use today to ensure I never have to worry about a budget again. The truth is, most of us are living in a painful cycle that feels impossible to break. It's the leftover money trap. You know exactly how it works. Your income hits your account on Friday. You feel a brief surge of power. Then the bills happen. Rent, utilities, the car payment, the phone bill. After that, life happened. You grab a coffee here, a takeout dinner there. You see something on Amazon that you've been meaning to buy, or a subscription renews that you forgot you even had. By the time you get to the last few days of the month, your savings have become optional. Usually, optional means non-existent. We tell ourselves we'll do better next month, but then next month looks exactly the same. This is driven by something called lifestyle inflation. Have you ever noticed that every time you get a raise or a bonus, that extra money just seems to disappear? You earn more, so you spend more. You upgrade your phone, you start eating at slightly nicer restaurants, or you move into a place with an extra bedroom you don't really need. It's not just about the money, it's about emotional spending. We work hard, we feel stressed, and we feel like we deserve a treat. We're bored, so we scroll through shopping apps. We feel social pressure to keep up with friends who are posting their highlights on Instagram, so we upgrade our lifestyles to match a standard we can't actually afford. I remember the feeling of getting a 10% raise and being so excited, only to realize 6 months later that I was still living paycheck to paycheck. I had late fees on credit cards I should have paid off years ago. I was making impulse purchases to fill a void left by the stress of my job. I thought I had an income problem. I truly believed that if I just made another $20,000 a year, all my problems would vanish. But I actually had a system problem. The moment everything changed for me was when I finally understood the concept of pay yourself first. It sounds like a cliche, but it's the most fundamental law of wealth. It means you take your share before the bills, before the groceries, and before the fun. Most people pay everyone else first. They pay the landlord, the electric company, the grocery store, and the streaming services. They give their hard-earned money to everyone else and then try to build a life on the crumbs that are left over. Wealthy people reverse that order entirely. Think about this. Income, bills, spending, and possibly saving were the previous order. Now income comes first, then investing and saving, then bills, then spending. This seemed impossible when I first heard it. I said, how can I pay myself first if I don't have enough to pay my bills right now? Here's the secret. Humans adapt well. We adjust to our budget. $500 in your checking account will be spent. Your $400 will work somehow. You'll eliminate unnecessary fluff. I uncovered the secret to this system's success when I understood that forcing my brain to solve how to live on less would work. Real secret, not willpower. Willpower is limited. Failure will result from waking up every morning and choosing financial discipline. That discipline will shatter if you have a poor day at work, are fatigued, or hungry. The key is automation. Financial decision fatigue is eliminated by automation. When hidden, the mechanism operates best. This is my setup. Once payday arrives, the system takes over. I saw no money. A 20% auto transfer begins immediately. That money goes into my emergency fund, long-term investing account, and wealth development method. When I check my bank account at 9 a.m., the money is gone, transferred to inaccessible accounts. I can spend no more than my primary checking account balance. I don't have to scrutinize every dollar dime or feel terrible about eating pizza because my future is secure. You don't have to start with 20%. I certainly didn't. I began with just 5%. It was a small enough amount that I barely felt the sting, but it was enough to prove to myself that the system worked. You can set this up in under 15 minutes through your bank's mobile app. Once it's set, you never have to think about it again. This leads to a psychological trick that nobody really talks about: invisible wealth. Humans spend what they see. If money sits in your checking account, your brain perceives it as available. You walk past a store and think, I have $200, I can afford this $50 shirt. But if that $50 was moved out of your account the moment you were paid, you would look at your balance and realize you can't afford the shirt. Separation creates discipline automatically. When your money is out of sight, it is out of mind. This is how you achieve financial independence. It's the same way taxes work. Most people don't complain about the money that disappears for Social Security or income tax every month because they never saw it in the first place. They just learn to live on their take-home pay. When you pay yourself first, you are essentially taxing yourself for your own benefit. People can handle losing 10% of their income if they never saw it. This was my first time letting go of money. I designed my future instead of following my impulses. This causes the snowball effect. The amount seems small at first. A couple $100 are in your investment account after 3 months. Feels insignificant. Then something happens. Compounding's power becomes apparent. Small, steady investing always wins occasional big efforts. Every month, you repeat practices that build wealth. Year 1 feels little. Year 3 brings progress. By year 5 and beyond, lives alter. Your life becomes less stressful and adaptable. No to terrible jobs or situations. Since you laid the groundwork while you slept, you can trust new prospects. Imagine waking up 5 years from now to see your net worth growing every month regardless of the economy. That separates financial turmoil from calm. Careful mistakes can destroy this system. Most people self-sabotage. Early aggression is the first error. Inspiration strikes. People save 50% of their salary, can't afford groceries, and quit. Avoid that. Start small and win. Same bank savings and checking accounts are the second mistake. Dip if you can view the balance with one thumb swipe. Move it to another institution. The third mistake is waiting to earn more first. Nobody has perfect time. Unless you can save $10 per $100, you can't save $10,000 per $100,000. The biggest mistake is turning off automation during rough months. Never quit, even if you cut back. Consistency builds wealth. Beginners should start with this version today. Make 5% transfers to an emergency fund in an investing account. Make it trigger on paycheck. Create accounts unrelated to your debit card. Don't bother about portfolio optimization or selecting the perfect stock yet. Establish the habit. Action consistency is more important than amount. Building muscle, increase to 11% when 10% is no longer noticeable, then 12%. By the way, if you want to learn how money works, not what they teach in school, I've listed some amazing resources below. The official Rich Dad store sells Robert Kiyosaki-inspired books, tools, and financial education content. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a popular starting point, but advanced resources including the cash flow game help you comprehend investment. If you want to improve your financial thinking, check out my link in the description. I didn't get rich overnight with this strategy. It automated superior wealth. Financial concern was replaced by control. Hard work and luck are how most individuals get rich. Real wealth is structural. Today's automatic occurrences determine your future. Choices exist. Now you can decide your fate or keep paying everyone else and hope for something left. Now, what proportion will you pay yourself first? Comment to hold yourself accountable. Give your future to a system instead of chance to start financial independence.